What if Hollywood's toughest Western stars were hiding a very different truth? They defined masculinity on screen, strong, fearless, and unforgettable. But behind the scenes, many were living secret lives far from the image they portrayed. In a time when the truth could destroy everything, these icons had no choice but to hide who they really were. Today, we reveal 10 macho Western stars who are actually gay. Stories that may change the way you see these legends forever. Are you ready? Ramon Navarro was one of the biggest icons of the silent film era, rising to fame with his powerful and magnetic presence in Ben-Hur. MGM carefully positioned him as the perfect successor to Rudolph Valentino, a star defined by exotic Latin charm and undeniable romantic appeal. On screen, he embodied strength, passion, and heroic masculinity. But behind the scenes, his life was tightly controlled. Because he never married, studio fixers worked relentlessly to create fabricated romances, shielding his public image from scrutiny. In private, Navarro was far more at ease among trusted friends. He hosted discreet gatherings at his home, offering a safe space where others in similar situations could be themselves. Throughout his life, he maintained relationships with men, including a long-term romance with journalist Herbert Howe. However, when the film industry transitioned to sound, his accent became a limitation, gradually narrowing his opportunities and dimming his once bright stardom. His later years were marked by increasing isolation and tragedy. His death shocked the public, but the media's sensational coverage stripped away much of the dignity he deserved. Still, Navarro's artistic legacy endures, a lasting reminder of a glamorous yet unforgiving era in Hollywood, where some stars were forced to live double lives just to survive. George Maharis was once a defining face of American television, best known for his role in Route 66, where he portrayed a free-spirited, intense, and deeply compelling man. Audiences were drawn to the controlled unpredictability in his performances, a kind of restless energy that made his characters feel alive and impossible to pin down. That success opened the door to film roles, especially in westerns, where his natural, grounded acting style brought added depth to stories that might otherwise feel familiar. However, at the height of his career, Maharis's momentum was abruptly derailed by personal scandals. Arrests tied to private conduct quickly made headlines, and his leading man image collapsed almost overnight. Hollywood responded harshly. Contracts were canceled, opportunities disappeared, and directors kept their distance, fearing controversy would damage their projects. Maharis never publicly addressed his sexuality, choosing silence as criticism and speculation grew. Friends and colleagues consistently spoke of his professionalism and kindness, yet the stigma of the time prevented his talent from being fully recognized. Gradually, he stepped away from the spotlight, living a quieter, more private life. When audiences later looked back on his career, what remained was not just the memory of his talent, but a deep sense of loss, of a star who never had the chance to become everything he might have been. Randolph Scott was the classic Hollywood cowboy, calm, strong, and guided by an unshakable sense of principle. Across countless westerns, he portrayed the quiet man who always did the right thing, earning the audience's complete trust with every decision his characters made. His presence on screen brought a sense of stability, as if any chaos could be resolved through integrity and composure. Off-screen, however, Scott was notably private, especially when it came to his personal life. His long-standing relationship with Cary Grant, whom he lived with for years, became a topic of quiet speculation within Hollywood circles. While the public was reassured it was simply a convenient arrangement between two bachelors, many questioned the true nature of their bond. Scott later married, but he remained guarded in interviews, rarely discussing his private affairs. Whatever the truth may have been, his cowboy image was never shaken. Scott left Hollywood with a strong reputation and considerable wealth, thanks to smart investments. He remains an enduring symbol of the Western genre, even as questions about the man behind the image continue to spark debate. Anthony Perkins is best remembered for his chilling role as Norman Bates in Psycho, but his career extended far beyond that iconic performance. From early on, he brought a unique sensitivity to his roles, a subtle unease that gave his characters an emotional complexity beneath the surface. In his personal life, Perkins worked to present a traditional image, marrying photographer Barry Berenson and raising a family. Yet privately, he faced a deep internal struggle with his identity. In an era when Hollywood and society demanded conformity, he felt pressure to change, even undergoing conversion therapy in an attempt to fit in. That inner conflict found its way into his performances, giving his characters a haunting, layered vulnerability. Perkins kept much of his personal struggle hidden throughout his life. When he died from AIDS-related complications, many began to understand the extent of what he had endured. His story is not only about a gifted actor, but about the cost of hiding one's true self in a world that refused to accept it. Guy Madison embodied the kind of all-American cowboy Hollywood loved to sell, handsome, upright, and deeply reassuring. His rise came quickly with the adventures of Wild Bill Hickok, where he became a familiar face in households across the country. With his clean-cut image and sincere presence, he represented the kind of hero parents trusted and children admired. His marriage to actress Gail Russell was once promoted as a perfect Hollywood romance, but it ended quickly, leaving behind quiet speculation. Behind the scenes, rumors about Madison's private life began to circulate, including alleged relationships with men. He never confirmed any of it. Studio publicity teams worked carefully to protect his image, managing interviews and photo opportunities to maintain his wholesome reputation. As westerns began to lose popularity, Madison's career slowed. He eventually moved to Europe, where he found more freedom away from Hollywood's intense scrutiny. Even so, he remained tied to the legacy of his most iconic role, a symbol of a golden era, and a man who lived much of his life balancing between public image and private truth. Tab Hunter was the dream boy of 1950s America, blonde, charming, and almost impossibly perfect. Hollywood crafted him into the ideal boyfriend, especially through westerns and carefully orchestrated publicity campaigns. To protect that image, studios arranged highly visible romances with actresses like Natalie Wood, creating a narrative that kept questions at bay. In reality, Hunter was living a very different life. He had a long-term relationship with figure skater Ronnie Robertson and later with actor Anthony Perkins. When a scandal threatened to expose his sexuality, the studio intervened, redirecting attention to protect their investment. The experience left Hunter constantly on edge, aware that any moment could unravel everything. As the studio system declined and his teen idol image faded, his career gradually cooled. Later in life, Hunter told his story openly in his autobiography, offering an honest look at what it meant to live closeted in Hollywood. He became not just a former star, but a voice for a generation that had been forced to hide. Forrest Tucker was a commanding presence on screen, known for his tall frame, booming voice, and strong performances in westerns and military roles. He projected authority with ease, becoming a reliable figure in both film and television. Audiences saw him as tough, confident, and unmistakably masculine. Off-screen, Tucker leaned into a public image as a ladies' man, with multiple marriages and widely publicized relationships. The media embraced that persona, reinforcing his reputation. But behind the scenes, there were also quiet reports of relationships with men, carefully hidden and managed to avoid scandal. Those close to him described a man living two separate lives. The contrast created pressure that sometimes surfaced in mood swings and personal struggles. Tucker never addressed the rumors directly. Instead, he doubled down on his public identity, reinforcing the image audiences expected. When he passed away, most tributes focused on his career and versatility, leaving the more complicated aspects of his private life largely unspoken. Tyrone Power was one of the brightest stars of classic Hollywood, known for his striking looks and effortless charm. He moved seamlessly between swashbucklers, dramas, and westerns, always carrying a magnetic screen presence. Studios positioned him as the ultimate romantic lead, a man audiences admired and trusted. His personal life appeared equally perfect, with marriages and children reinforcing a stable public image. But behind that image was a far more complex reality. Power maintained private relationships with men, supported by a system designed to protect his reputation at all costs. Those close to him believed he lived with constant fear that exposure could destroy everything overnight. That inner tension added depth to his performances, giving them an emotional weight that went beyond his appearance. While the public saw a flawless leading man, those who knew him understood the strain he carried. His sudden death shocked Hollywood, and many of his secrets faded with him, leaving behind a legacy that was both brilliant and deeply human. Richard Cromwell began as a promising young actor, but his career quickly stalled as Hollywood struggled to place him within its rigid definition of masculinity. With softer features and a more sensitive screen presence, he brought emotional depth to his roles, yet often didn't fit the industry's preferred mold of rugged leading men. His brief marriage to actress Angela Lansbury surprised many, and ended just as quickly. In later years, it was widely understood as a lavender marriage, a strategic arrangement meant to deflect scrutiny in an era that punished honesty. Cromwell never publicly challenged that narrative, choosing instead to step away from the spotlight. He found a new path in ceramics, building a quieter life centered on creativity rather than fame. Friends remembered him as gentle and artistic, someone who ultimately found peace outside Hollywood's constant judgment. Though his name faded from mainstream memory, his story remains a powerful reminder of what many actors had to sacrifice just to survive in the industry. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. See you in the next one.